All right, here we go. Trying to do more lives. Trying to get it in. Mic is a little bit too sensitive. All right. Check me out real quick. Check me out. Welcome to another quick episode of the Bobby Brown Show on the Go. I'm going to be real quick. Just want to make sure we on. All right. Yeah. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. All right. Well, good day. Welcome to another episode of the Bobby Brown Show on the GO. And I'm going to try to make this quick. I woke up, and this seemed kind of loud over here. I woke up and saw James Clyburn running his mouth again on YouTube. And, of course, he continues to irk my nerves. But I'm going to talk about this today. As you know, the election is over with. There was no blue wave. There was no red wave. Neither one of them had any massive win. But at the end of the day, it looks like, and I'm not sure if it's updated, so let me go see. It looks like the Republican have the House, but let me double check. That could have changed because we had a couple of races that was not yet called. So I'm gonna go. I need to go check on that real quick. So give me a moment, and give me a sec. There we go. Let me see if I can bring that up. Yeah, this bombastic fool. All right, let me go to election results. 2022, and let's see if there been any updates. Nope. 48 GOP in the Senate, 46 Democrats. So the GOP has the House. Has the Senate. All right, so let's look at the House Representative. Nope. The GOP has the House, 209 to 189 in the U.S. House. Republican lead by 2 in governorships. Again, the Republicans are leading. The Republicans have the House and the Senate. When you had the House and the Senate, when you had the majority, all you could come up with excuses and try to put the blame on scapegoat on a Senate Polynesian, whatever. All right, so we're going to get into this because James Clyburn need to be booted out. He need to go. He's been there too long. He's old, decrepit, geriatric. He hates black people. He's done nothing for South Carolina, especially in a lot of rural areas of South Carolina. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And he got to go. Young gentleman by the name of Marcel Dixon will be running against him. I invite everybody to go take a look at Marcel Dixon's platform, and hopefully he's going to add more stuff to the platform. But this guy needs to go. And Marcel Dixon is such a fireball, such a, Bernie Sanders ain't got nothing on this dude. Nothing. He rocks hard for his people. He's one of the strongest reparationists out there. He knows the data. He knows the number. And he will call you out and he will tell you exactly the many ways this can get done. No excuses allowed. And he's running on that. He's running on that. The problem is we need to get the word out concerning him now. We need to donate toward him now. I don't care if it's just $5 a month. Donate to that brother. His teaching job would not let him come back. And it's pretty much because he ran against Clyburn. You talking about bias. Marcel need to sue the school system for not allowing him to come back, even though he may not come back because he's going to be campaigning again. But just the mere fact that they can do that, or they think they can do that, he should hit him hard with a lawsuit. But let's get into this. So, of course, Roland Martin always got some kind of shirt on to try to encourage people to vote. Think, act, strategize, organize, mobilize. Bro, you ain't the only person that know how to do that. We know how to do that too. Matter of fact, bro, the hair's gone, dog. Just shave it all off. I know you got a big old Klingon head. Super big. But the thrill is gone, dog. The hair's gone. Give it up. It's over with. All right, so we're going to get right into it, and let's listen to it. And let me go ahead and put this fair use warning up here for YouTube. You know how they do. You know how they do. Let me see. In good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non-copywritten images from the public domain and the web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge. The author of this neither monetized this work nor saw any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. 1976 allowances made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, but nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This work contains original work of commentary and critical analysis. Quotations are attributed to the original authors and the source. Hey, Tatiana, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. Always faithful whenever I come on live. I think my mic is kind of peaking, so people bear with me. I need to see what's going on with this mic, so just bear with the brother. Bear with me. Let me put this picture up, this image up. Take this one off and put this one up in this place. All right, give me a second because I don't want to peek out on the microphone. Give me a quick second. All right, manage sound devices. All right, so I just got to do what I got to do. All right, so let's see. All right, so let's get into this and let's listen to this foolishness that's about to be talked on Roland Martin's show.
Today is Monday, November 7th, 2022. Coming up on Roland Martin Unfiltered, streaming live on the Black Star Network. It is Election Eve. Candidates are making their final
And this was
stand.
Election Eve.
Polls will be opening early in the morning. We'll talk about the importance of what it means for black voters. Also, the Department of Justice sending monitors to 24 states to ensure compliance with voting rights laws. We'll talk with Congressman Jim Clyburn about the election. Also, we'll talk with the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law about voter protection. Plus, we'll hear from Congressman Gregory Meeks of New York as well. Folks, Sherry Beasley is vying to become North Carolina's first black U.S. Senator. We'll talk with her on the show as well. It is a jam-packed show. It is time to bring the funk on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Let's go.
He ain't got jack. Let me fast forward to this because he will strike me. He has had me banned. He's had me blocked. This guy has done everything. All right, let's get into it.
Going on in this country, democracy is at stake. So the
Democracy been at stake, dude. They've been chipping off at our rights for the longest. It didn't just happen now, and it ain't just the Republicans that are causing our democracy to be chipped away. So you can kill that noise, son. Kill that noise. All right, so let me see. Yeah, I'm kind of peeking up here. Kind of peeking. All right, so recording, microphone, desktop. Okay. All right. Just bear with me. I got to get this sound, this peaking down, get it down just a little bit. I think that's good. Let me come back up on here and bring that up a little bit. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Bring this up a little bit, and I think that sounds a whole lot better. There we go. All right, so we got 6 people up here. Thank you for being on the podcast or the broadcast. All right, so again, Roland Martin is having a discussion with James Clyburn, and James Clyburn, those guys are two peas in the pods, a bunch of sock puppets for the white supremacists in the Democratic Party, just like Simon and Silk, whatever, Diamond and Silk, are sock puppets for the Republican Party. All right, so let's go.
question is, are we going to see a massive turnout? Republicans are enthused. They normally do well on Election Day. Democrats must ensure they close that gap. Joining us right now is the highest-ranking African-American in Congress, Congressman Jim Clyburn of South Carolina. Congressman, glad to have you on the show. You have talked a lot lately about this election, what you're seeing from folks on the right, how they are operating when it comes to democracy. And the fact of the matter is, and I've been saying to people on this show, you do not want to see what these people have in store if they control the House and control the Senate. What that
Same old. You don't know what they're gonna do if they control the House and Senate. It's the same old fear tactic they use over and over again, folks. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win something with fear. Even in the military, you got to have a pep talk to go out to vote, not scare and fear. That general got to make you feel like you can conquer any mountain, any territory. All they do when it comes to black people is fear. You don't know what's going to happen. They're going to roll back everything. Well, they're rolling back everything now. Joe Biden has not rolled back a lot of Trump stuff when it came to our rights. Matter of fact, he supported. He doubled down on DACA and all that kind of stuff. Now, James Clyburn, he's going to be talking like this. Y'all stop sloganizing. Y'all need to get that. Like he's somebody's granddaddy or something. He's going to be down-talking you. Roland Martin is going to be down-talking you. And that's why I don't understand why these people watch this down-talking show. I only do it for news reporting, so I want to expose these people for the frauds that they are. They're Democratic sock puppets. Their job is to use you to motivate you and push you to keep the Democratic Party in power. I'm here to tell you, don't put none of these people in, don't give none of them that kind of power. If they want the power, they got to give you something in exchange. They got to give you power. If you want to be in power, you got to empower us. And if you're not going to empower us, why am I wasting time giving you the ability to have power over us? I need to have the power over you. Look at him. Looking constipated. Look like he ain't had, he can't find his Metamucil. These elections gonna make him sick. I bet you drunk a whole jug of Pepto-Bismol. Oh, hateful, beady-eyed Uncle Ruckus.
That means for black folks.
You're absolutely correct. And thank you so much for having me, Roland. You know, I have been in about 8 or 9 states in the last 2 weeks. And the enthusiasm in the union halls.
All right, guys, let me see if I can get this volume up just a little bit more. It's a little low. It's a little bit low. Let me see if I can get it up just a little more. Just a little more. Maybe that's it. Let's see. Let me check something else. Sound setting. Guys, don't pay me no mind. Don't pay me no mind. Okay. All right. Hopefully that'll work.
In the fellowship halls, every place I go, the enthusiasm is there. For some strange reason, the reports seem to be to the contrary. And I was kind of interested to see this morning, the reports are the enthusiasm level for Democrats, 73, Republicans, 73. Now, a week ago, they had us way down on the enthusiasm level. Enthusiasm is there. The problem we've got is that in so many places, like the reports we got out of Philadelphia today, over 3,000 early votes are being challenged.
Now, guys, understand this. These people assume the early voting is to their advantage. The early voting is to nobody's advantage. They'll try to go hard to get people registered to vote, but they try to get people registered to vote Democrat. They want to have the advantage when it comes to these elections. Neither one of them should try to get the advantage when it comes to registering people and making sure they have the ability to vote. Now, this is a general election. So if you can be a Democrat and vote Republican. You can be a Republican and vote Democrat. So it doesn't matter. Now, he's talking about the enthusiasm is high on both ends. But you can be enthused to your enthusiasm fall off to the floor. If you don't get out there and vote, you can lose. Bernie Sanders and the revolution is a giant example of that. Yeah, that's place packing out stadiums like a U2 concert. And when it comes to the pollings, some of it don't look right. Now, do I believe there was some cheating involved? Yeah, a whole lot of it. Whole lot of it. But still, being excited at an event and actually going to the polls is two different things.
And for what reason, nobody seemed to understand yet. So we expect for a lot of shenanigans to take place, but that should not discourage people from voting. Get out there and vote. The early vote all over seem to favor Democrats. Now what they're saying on the
See, he assumed early voting seemed to favor Democrats. You're going to automatically assume that anyway. And these people are so strong on telling you need to get out there and vote.
election day tomorrow, then the other side will make up for that. They don't have to. There are a lot of people, Democrats, who have not voted during the early voting period. We should get to them as best we can, making phone calls, phone banks, robocalls. Get on Roland Martin show. Get on Black Radio. Do what we can.
He can't even sing Black Radio right. That guy so detached from blackness, he can't even talk right. Get on Blick Radio. Blick. What the heck is a Blick? Get on Roland Martian's show.
All day tomorrow and see can we get those people who are not regular voters, who do not ordinarily vote in off-year elections, but will vote in presidential elections. We're gonna
See, here's the problem, James Clyburn. James Clyburn and a lot of people that you know and love have adopted this round 'em up mentality to the polls. What you rounding me up for? Well, we got to vote. We got to vote our best interest. Who say these people are in our best interest? What have they done? And how have they shown interest in us other than telling us to elect more black people in the office that's going to act like them? That's the only time they show best interest. Malcolm X say all this time They don't pay you no mind. They don't want to invest in you. They want to have nothing to do with you until it comes to election time. And now they want to think about you. Now they want to claim they want to do something for you when it's time to get elected. Now, after the election is over with, it's going back to nothing for you and everything for everybody else. And folks, you got to understand this kind of slowly built-in mentality of aggressiveness to get people voting for a certain candidate is the same trickle down. I wouldn't say trickle down. It's the same drip drop method that the Nationalist Socialist Party, I believe that's the name of the Nazi party, did when it came down to getting Adolf Hitler in power. It's pretty much round up everybody, and if they don't vote for him, we got a problem. It's the same thing with Saddam Hussein. Round up everybody. If everybody ain't pushing Saddam Hussein, we gonna kill him. These people may not kill us, but they will kill us with their eyes. They'll kill us with their hearts. They'll kill us with their looks. They don't want to have nothing to do with us. Some of them fall for that no bugging, no vote. Stupid man, you ain't vote for Stacey Abrams. You can forget about getting something from me. Girl, I ain't got to get nothing from you. I go buy it. I'll go buy something before I have to be submitting to you. You should have voted for Stacey Abrams. And since you didn't vote for Stacey Abrams, how do you know I didn't vote for Stacey Abrams? Folks, it is not my job. It is none of your doggone business. It's none of your business who I voted for. That's the reason why you don't see a separate section for Republicans and a separate section for Democrats at the polling booth. That's the reason why you got a curtain, because it's none of your doggone business who I voted for. If they don't see a sticker on you, they're going to say, where your sticker at? You ain't vote? Which, that ain't none of your business, whether I voted or not. Did you vote? Then worry about you and your vote. Stay off mine. Hold your own nuts. Stay in your own lane. Stop worrying about my vote. And yeah, I voted. And it may not be for your guy, so live with it. That's the problem now. We don't work together. Voting is not a together effort. Voting is an individual effort. You may go there together, but when you go in that polling booth, it's just you and that paper. And a lot of people who claim that they team voting ain't team voting. They voting their best interest. They're voting their belief. And that's another thing. Majority of voting is not going to be based on political alliance or political allegiance. It's going to be based on who supports what I support. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters are leaking, they're not going in droves, to the Republican Party. And I don't suggest that. That's crazy. But there's some things that I can get with when it comes to Republicans. Like I told you, I'm not evangelical, but I'm Christian, and I do have some Christian values. I'm not perfect, and I'm working on it and stuff like that. I'm not one of these nut-waying Christians. I do have some Christian values. I am not a strong supporter of abortion rights. I don't believe the government should be messing with your physical body, but when you got something live in your body, then it ain't just your body. Just like when they told me when I had the virus in me, that it ain't just about me. You got to do it for the sake of others. Then you got to do it for the sake of this baby. I don't believe in this all willy-nilly getting abortion because you and Tyrone broke up. Should have rolled rubber. Should have got a shot. There's no excuses. And black people who allowed these things to happen or fell for that trap from the Democratic Party, well, all they did was cause you to minimize your own population. When we should be in the majority like we used to be in the 1800s. Robert, why you always say that we was in the majority? We were never in the majority. No, we were in the majority. We just never got counted in the census. Or we never got counted in documents. The slaves, slave papers and all the people who were written down as slaves were never counted as human beings. They were counted as cattle. But we were the majority in that one. And once we got Emancipation Proclamation and we were huge in numbers in certain regions, they had to try to find some way to get rid of us. They tried to promote us going back to Africa. So we've been the majority. And it's these tactics that's caused us to be in the minority, falling for some of these democratic beliefs. I am not for open borders. I'm not for people just coming into this country, without coming in the proper way. I'm not against immigration. I'm not against, no, come in the right way. But I'm not for you automatically getting more advantages than the person who's been born and raised here. It's not fair. I'm here in New York, and they putting all these immigrants who have no document into some of the finest former hotels that got shut down because of COVID. But yet the homeless people around here that's trying to look for a job and look for to rehabilitate themselves, they got to go through the freaking shelter system, which is not the same. I'm sorry.
Identify the people who vote in presidential elections. If they have not voted, let's get to them tomorrow.
In other words, round them up. Who, dog? If you ain't, wait, but let me see your papers. Who you voting for? What? Billy hang them. That's what it is. Who are you voting for? Are you voting for Stacey Abrams? Are you voting for Warnock? Are you voting for? Well, that's my personal business. Then that just means you ain't voting for him. You can't be proud to say it. You ain't voting for him. You ashamed to say it. It's just none of your doggone business. I may not. That's my business. Step off. You should be ashamed of yourself. You probably gonna vote for one of them old man. You probably an undercover Trump supporter anyway. Man, if y'all don't shut your mouth up, talking that foolishness, none of your business. And that's one of the reasons why I keep myself in conflict, keep myself out of conflict, is because you ain't gonna know who I voted for. It's none of your business. Because I'm not going to vote for every Democrat. I'm not going to vote for every Republican. I don't vote for Democrats or Republicans. I vote for individuals that's right down the middle of what I believe. I'm not an abortion advocate. I'm not an immigration without borders advocate. I'm none of that. I'm not pushing this sexuality to our children at a super early age. Wait to high school if you're going to do that. Wait till they're a teenager and teach them the right way. Not all this willy-nilly stuff. It's a whole thing that whole lot of Republican values that I adopt, or I don't even call it Republican, I call it conservative value. There's a lot of conservative things that are in me and foundation. And I never looked at Republican Democrats. Even some Democrats have conservative things in them. But I got some progressives too. I think we should have a universal basic income. First of all, I think black people should have their reparations. Then after that, after they get their reparations, then we should have health care. No cost education. Housing situations should be revitalized. I can go on and on and on. But these people up here, it's like, we need to round them up. We need to lasso them. And if they don't want to go, and if they don't want to fight, and they don't want to go to the polls and vote the way we want to vote, hang them.
Made it clear to folks to remind them what took place in 2010.
And when I say hang them, I don't mean physical hang them. I'm talking about, just shame them.
So many people.
And folks, you ain't shaming nobody these days. It ain't happening. You gonna be shamed because I'm ashamed that you vote for that person. That person say they gonna do for everybody but you, and you gonna vote for them. They done told you in your face, and you still gonna vote for them. At least threaten that you're not gonna vote for them. At least put some fear in them. You may still vote for them, but at least put some fear in them. Now, as for me, no. If you're not voting, if you're not right down my line of belief, I'm not voting for you. I don't give a crap who you are. I don't give a doggone dang. I'd rather fall on the sword like many other people on my beliefs than cow down to what I don't believe just to put your guy in office. Ain't no way I'm going to do that.
Turned out in big numbers for President Barack Obama in 2008. The folks did not come back in 2010. Republicans flipped 16 state legislatures. They also took control of more.
See, Roland Martin won't tell you the reason folks didn't get out is because Obama was selfish. He won his election. They had the majority, and he was willing that round, sticking his chest out, thumbing his nose in the Republicans. The Republicans already said, we're not going to let you, we're going to make you a one-term president. So he's already walking around like he got the big balls, chest all high, not understanding, bro, we got other elections. Right now you got the majority. Get some work done that's going to make people continue to come out and vote for you. If the people don't come out and vote for you in the midterms or in the following election, it's because you didn't do what you said you're going to do. Or you didn't do what they asked you to do. They put you in office for a reason. And those reasons are demands. They're demands behind putting you in office. I don't just put you in office. I put you in office because I expect you to do this and this and that for my community. And if you don't do it, why are you asking me? You see cops out here killing black people like hotcakes, and the first thing you do is the Lily Ledbetter Act. But when you understand why you did that, your mom died, and you figure you're going to do something in honor to your mom. Yeah, while brother's still getting killed out here in the streets. So Roland ain't going to tell you that. Roland ain't going to tell you that Obama was too lazy to go out there and campaign and stump for the people who gave him, a lot of them were delegates that allowed him, because he was losing against Hillary Clinton. But he went and kind of sweet talked the delegates to join his side. And now you got a lot of these delegates, which a lot of them are politicians running for office, you don't even want to go out there and campaign for them. You don't want to activate Obama for America to get people like you elected. So they lost because Barack Obama didn't campaign for them. And Barack Obama, to this day, he ain't campaigning for you unless you look like you're going to lose. When you're a loser, he's coming to get you out the ditch. And believe me, you owe him for it if you win. But Obama ain't got that power no more.
Governor's mansions, and that's when you begin to see the voter suppression laws. That's when you begin to see the closing down of polls. That's when you begin to see voter ID as well. And so what I keep explaining to people, sure, you can come out in big numbers in 2020 to elect President Joe Biden, to elect Vice President Kamala Harris, but if you don't come back in the midterms in 2022, you can frankly undo all the good, because what the Republicans are planning to do if they assume power, they will end the January 6th committee. They will be investigating this administration on every level.
How are these guys? They just saying this stuff to scare people. You don't know if they do, and if they do, look, these guys need to be prosecuted. You invaded the doggone. If you invaded and you went in there and do a breach, just like any security job, you need to be handled. You need to go to jail. You need to pay the time. If you harm somebody, if you damage anything in that place, you need to pay the time. You need to pay the crime according to the city and state law, according to the federal law. That's it. You don't come up with a new law to clamp down on these people if they got a breaking and entering charge or a vandalism charge, or just there by association. These people saying all these stuff, and these are talking points that they got from the Democrats, and he counted on the fingers because he mastered these talking points. If these people get in office, this is going to happen. They're going to roll back this. They're going to push back this. They're going to stop this. They're going to try to prosecute Joe Biden. They're going to prosecute his son. His son need to be prosecuted. Dog. Stop taking up for that bigot. They're trying to scare people. If these people get in office, this is going to happen. It happened every year when the Democrats are running scared that they're going to lose. Their tactic need to change. Roland, your tactic need to change. This is the reason why folks ain't coming out and vote for you, because you're fear-mongering them, and that ain't working no more. It turns people off. Now, some people going to bite this stuff like a dummy and run. Oh, I better get over there. Oh, God. Oh, Trump might come back and kill us all. Oh, God. Stop. 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 Do you know who you are? These people in politics can only do what you allow them to do. And people in France hit the streets and shut stuff down and get stuff won without voting. They get more stuff done through protests than electing officials in office. But these fools want you to think the only way you're going to get something done in this country is you elect fools in office. That's not going to do nothing. That's an oxymoron. And these people think you're a moron.
Then, of course, Democrats would not be able to control federal judicial nominees as well. And we could go on and on and on. And you know this.
Folks, and understand this. Just because a Democratic person picked federal nominees, just because the Democrats pick them, don't mean they're for you. Have you looked at Ms. Brown's record against working people? Just because the Democrats picked them, this is the thing about it. You think they got your best interest. The Republicans ain't got your best interest in heart. They got their best interest in heart. They got the best interest of the corporate structure and the high donors. The Democrats is the same thing. Most of the time they putting people, you don't never see them put somebody with a black family, with a black husband, black kids that much, that they hand pick. Kamala Harris, Ketanji Brown. It's like if you got a black husband, if you got a black male, true to the core, heterosexual male, that's a problem with us. You got to be a man with another man, or you got to be a woman with another woman, or you got to be a man with a white wife, or you got to be a white man with a black wife. It's never black man with a black woman with black kids. That's a problem. It goes against what they're trying to push. Now, folks, look, you love who you want to love. That's your prerogative. You know, it's just like me. You can go slap somebody, but there's consequences. There's consequences to all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the Democratic Party has a mission, and they want black people to help push and fund that mission more than anybody. And don't get me wrong, Republican got a mission too. But black people, you got your own mission. You got your own mandate, and you need to force both of these parties to cater to your mandate. And Roland Parton said, well, none of these Republicans are catering. You don't know that. These people are starving for power. These people are starving for power. They want the black vote. And if they want the black vote, they need to negotiate just like the Democrats need to negotiate. It ain't about personal. It's about business. I don't give a crap about neither one of y'all. If you can bring our agenda to fruition, well, you trust them Republicans? No. And I don't trust you either. Why you don't trust the Democrats? Man, get out of here.
Because you sent me the data. All of these black folks who say nothing, Democrats didn't do anything, the $6 billion that HBCUs have received is because of Congressman Bobby Scott sitting.
That's all he talked about. The Democrats didn't do anything. $6 billion for HBCUs. What that got to do with you black people? You don't go to college. You haven't been no HBCUs, and if you did, well, Biden canceled $10,000. Yeah, you still got 190 to go. And every year, that $10,000, you still got it, so you went down from 150,000 to 140,000. You don't pay, you still got to pay that, and you still got to pay that interest. I'd rather him just leave the interest off it and let me pay my loan. Forget the 10,000. If you're not going to cancel the whole debt, what are you here for? See, that would have got more people out for you, Joe, if you just cancel the debt. If you go full Medicare for all, that would get people out to vote for you and your candidates. But no, vote us in. You do for us, we'll never do for you. Roland Martin talking about some HBCU money that don't go in regular people's pocket.
on the education committee. If Democrats don't control the House, Democrats don't control the money, and then don't control the committees, and you're going to see
Guess
those
what? They
things
don't
drying
control
up.
it.
You're not going to have Congresswoman Maxine Waters over over that committee as well to deal with the banks and redlining and things along those lines. And so for people who say, oh, it's no big deal, who's in power, they're wrong.
Nobody now.
Absolutely wrong. Let's
Shut up, James Clyburn. Black people don't say it don't matter who's in power. We know it matters who's in power. It matters to us. That's why we do what we do. We know who's in power, and we know their voting records, and we know their records on what they have done to help out our local communities. That's what it's all about. I don't care nothing about no HBCUs because only a select few people go to HBCUs. HBCUs can get funded on their own without the freaking government. Without the government. To me, if these government agencies are funding these schools need to be free. You get government funding and then the student got to pay for their education. Get out of here. We know it doesn't matter who's in charge. But that is nothing, that's not what we lean on. That's not, we don't live and breathe for that. We know life is more than who's in political office. We know life can go forward and life can be, life is not determined by United States politics. Life is not determined by Republicans and Democrats, and life is not determined by who's in power, your guy or they guy. At the end of the day, none of these people know you. Therefore, they don't love you. They don't like you. And if you get in a car accident and die today, none of them will pick up the phone call to see how your family is doing. And that's the way I look at it. So since I have no personal connection to you, and I'm not going to try, no matter how hard you try, I don't want to have no connection to you. This is business. And in business, I can't get personal. I can't say my party, my home. No, too many people, especially black people, are in this cult called Republican and Democrats Party. Blue wave, red wave, MAGA, and vote blue no matter who. And you're aggressive on people who is not part of that cult. People don't think of it. That if you don't see that sign that you have been in a cult, that you want to shun them if they're not a Democrat, or you want to shun them if they're not a Republican, or if you'll shun them if they say something about your candidate, or you know, come on, folks.
start with that. Maxine Waters, Financial Services.
Who cares?
That will be gone.
She ain't doing
Barbara
nothing.
Scott, Education and Labor. That's gone.
What have Maxine Waters done in the Financial Committee? Have she gone back and corrected the mistake of Barack Obama by allowing these big companies and these big banks to get away for robbing American people, a lot of them black homeowners? Did they go after the loan companies that jerked these people out with these balloon payments, tricking them and taking their home that they put so much up for? Is Maxine going back to correct that mistake? Is Maxine going in and investigating both Democrats and Republicans on insider trading, which Nancy Pelosi's husband is known to do? Is she investigating both Democrats and Republicans, or is she just investigating Democrats? See, you people that's in the cult, that she going to go out there and get all the Republicans. She need to go out there and get Republicans and Democrats.
David Scott, Agriculture Committee, gone. Bennett Thompson, the Homeland Security Committee, gone. And the January 6th Committee will be shut down. This is real. And for us to sit here and not...
Most of these seats that they're talking about, the committee seats, yeah, they might be gone. Might not. We don't know. But they're trying to fear us and make us think that they may. They may go. They may get replaced by a Republican. Okay. Before Biden was president, we had somebody that was in that position too. It's still the same. It's the people that determine what happens to politician. We can put the pressure on anybody at any time, anywhere, on either side. The people can. And they want you to believe you doing this, all this stuff going to be, that's fear tactics. And it may be true, but you're not going to get people, you're not going to get as much people going out to the polling booth based on running and scaring, fearing for their life. And, like they're in a horror movie and the giant monsters running down the street and they're running for their lives. That's not happening. If you want to get somebody to get out there and vote for you, you got to give them a reason to vote for you. This is what we're going to do when we get in office. As a candidate, this is what I'm going to do for you. You say you need this, you got it. I'm going to work to the bone to give you that. You need this, you got it. I'm going to lobby for this. I'm going to lobby that just for you, because just for you. Your vote isn't just, I'm not going to take that for granted. Your vote is an exchange from me. You're putting a down payment on my ability to get something done for you. You got these politicians going out there saying, not only Black Americans deserve reparation, Native Americans doing reparation too. Folk, girl, they're getting a reparation. Shut up. This is how you piss people off to make them don't want to vote. We didn't ask you about anybody else, so why are you including somebody else? We asked you about us. When you go to them, they're going to ask you about them. They're not going to say Black. They're not going to say Latino. They're going to say Native Americans. Our land, our reservation. What you gonna do for our reservation? Well, I gotta give some. I'm gonna make sure I give you something for your reservation. I'm gonna give you something for Black people. See, them people gonna be turned off and they ain't gonna vote for you. We ain't asked you that. You don't go to the Latin community talk about Black issues unless there are a lot of Black Latinos in there. But if they're mostly white Latinos like Marco Rubio and people like that, they gonna cuss you out. You come in there talking about Hindus and Asians and Black people. They don't do that.
Not to mention, you're going to have him on. I heard, aren't you going to have Gregory on?
Yep, Congressman Gregory Minks. I talked to him earlier.
He chairs foreign affairs. That will be gone. These are 5 African-American chairs who will be gone if we lose this House tomorrow. But that's not all that's going to be gone. Let's talk about you, this president.
See, folks, this is what you call fear of loss. See, I used to be in sales. And one of the things I used to do, one of my most effective sell method was the fear of loss. The fear of loss tactic. But what ends up happening is when that fear goes away, they cancel my services. I fear them, telling them, this is going to happen if you don't do this, if you don't get this service. See, this service can stop this from happening, it can stop this from happening, stop that from happening. But without this service, this is likely to happen to you, this, and that. And people will sign up and write up memberships and left and right. And I get the check at the end of the day, but 3 months later, they cancel their membership because the fear leaves them once, the situation, reality sets in, and people have buyer's remorse. And then now, you got to continue to fear them to keep the services, or they're not going to keep the service. But if you gave them faith in the service and told them about the good things that this thing do versus the bad thing that this thing going to do, you could have a customer for life. These people are horrible at sales. Fear of loss will not get people to buy into you. You got to tell them that the benefits that you're going to provide for them in exchange for their vote, just like the benefit I'm going to provide for you in exchange for you to be on my book of business. Because I expect to get paid off that business every time you pay your monthly check for at least 30 years. So I'm going to do whatever I can to service you. If I have to come back and see you on your birthday, send your birthday card, maybe come back, maybe, have something where I can get some referrals for you and you get, something. I'm going to work with you because I want you as a long time. The Democratic Party need to start working with Black people, doing more for Black people if they want Black support. This fear crap ain't going to do anything, Jane. That's why I said James Clyburn is a bee itch. Bee itch. Understand what I'm saying? Like a bumblebee, they sting you and you start itching. He's a bee itch. Bee itch. I say bee. Because look at him complaining. Oh, God. And if this, oh, God, they're going to take this and they're going to take that and we're going to go to the. Oh, God. You're going to be all right. Your daughter is all right. Make nothing. Because you make sure while you're in your office, your kids get everything and our kids don't get anything.
Whatever you may think, he forgave loans up to $10,000 for a regular student loan.
That ain't no accomplishment, man. Most people don't have student loans. A lot of people didn't even go to college. A lot of people had to go to the military just to get the ability to go to college. So how is that going to affect the average person? The HBC loans, how that is going to affect the average person? It don't. You talking about lame, stupid stuff that's not good enough. That's not good enough. When you tell me he got your reparations and everybody that's FBA is going to get $700,000 over the course of the next 5 years or something like that, you did something for the black community. Oh, we're going to make sure that we build up low-cost housing and free housing for black veterans. We already got the program set. This is the program, but you got to get us voted in so we can manifest this program. This is the program. Look at it. This is what we're going to do to make this happen. This is what we're going to do to make this happen. This is what we're going to do to make this happen. This is achievable. And we're doing this for you. And I can do this for you, but I need your vote to get in. Your vote is an exchange for goods and service. When I vote for you, I expect you to do something for my community. And when you got a history of 40, 50, 60 years of not doing nothing for us, you're going to grow tired, especially the people that's been doing this for 40, 50 years. And the young generation see that y'all Negroes ain't been doing nothing. So a lot of them saying, well, screw you and screw them. And then you're talking about they can't come, my children, if they don't, they can't come to my house. What kind of stupid occultist stuff is that? At the end of the day, these people don't give a crap about you. They don't know you. And you gonna put your son on the back burner for them or your daughter? They can't come to my house. You act like they selling drugs. That's why, folks, it's nobody's business who you vote for. And people get an attitude. Who did you vote for? It's none of your business. I can tell you who I voted for. I voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Okay. It's none of your business who I voted for. I may vote for him. I may not. I may vote for Trump. I may not. It's none of your doggone business who I voted for. Just understand this. I don't vote for pathological, lying, bigot, racist, rapists, with rape allegations. I don't vote for bigots. I don't vote for white supremacists. I don't vote for people who systematically push policies to hurt my people. I'm almost done.
And up to $20,000 for a Pell Grant, that will be gone. He forgave. They've already filed a law.
He did the Jesus thing. He forgave your sins of $20,000. No, you need to know Jesus wiped my sins away. He didn't just forgive a debt. For y'all, all those Bible people out there, the moral of the story is Jesus have wiped the sin nature out of you. You don't have to sin. You choose to sin. He wiped the sin nature out of you. Now the only thing you got to deal with is that flesh that loves to sin. The spirit don't have to sin. The spirit is supposed to be pure now. Your mind is not pure. Your flesh and your spirit gonna have to control the mind. And he who controls the mind will determine how far you go. Joe Biden forgave a couple sin. He didn't wipe it out. I need somebody to wipe it away. So you talking about $10,000 when I owe $180,000 in student debt. You think $10,000 is going to affect that $170,000 debt is a big, big, giant relief. You know what's a big, giant relief? Zero. And now I can take my money and put it back into the economy. You guys are not doing enough. What you're doing is dangling a carrot in front of us because you want our vote. You have to appear that you're doing something for us, and none of this stuff is not really doing nothing for majority of the American people in order to try to justify us coming out there and giving you 4 more years or 2 more years or 3 more years. It's not enough. You need to do more.
Lawsuits against them. And so you know what they're going to do if they get the authority. Look at Social Security. They've already told you, if they get the power, they are going to sunset Social Security. Now, let me tell you what that means. Because I was at Union Hall out in Indiana, I believe it was, and somebody came up there and said, what do you mean by sunset? Here's what I mean. They will say, in 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, the sun will set on Social Security. That means...
Let me tell you something. Joe Biden been trying to sunset the Social Security forever. Forever. Here's another fear tactic. They're going to sunset. The sun is going to set on your Social Security. You know something? I'm a black man. I'm a foundational black American, or what you call an NBA. An NBA is a native black American, a black person that originated from this country, an aborigine, or a foundational black man, somebody that came from America to help start this country. That's a it's a lineage. I don't need Social Security if you give me my reparations, bruh. I just want my reparations. You owe my family. You owe my lineage. Guys, you realize 40 acres and a mule is about 30 football fields? 30. You realize what kind of development you can do, what kind of buildings you can put up and charge rent and stuff like that? I don't need Social Security if I got money. Usually when you make a lot of money, they cut your Social Security off anyway. I need money, man. Social Security ain't going to be enough for me. And right now, folks, Social Security ain't enough. It's barely enough. So miss me with the fear-mongering about the Social Security. I mean, I work hard. I need my Social Security. But if you give me what you owe me, I'm not fazed by Social Security. We'll kick ourselves off of Social Security. So go ahead with that mess, man, with the fear-mongering again.
The sun goes down. It's set. Social Security goes down. That's what it means. Medicare. They're saying they're going to means test Medicare. Here's what that means. That means
you need to go to no-cost healthcare, fool. See, they think they can scare us with the lame programs they got now. Better than nothing, but they're still lame. Like I said, you can do better, and you refuse to, yet you want us to keep you in power.
Is that you will get Medicare based upon your need, what they determined to be your need. They didn't ask you what your need was when you were paying into Medicare. Every time you got paid, you paid in it. You've been paying. I've been paying Social Security since I was 16 years old. And all of a sudden now, all these years, I'm 82 years old. That's a long time paying Social Security. And then you're going to tell me you're going to sunset Social Security and my money that I put into it? They're telling you that's what they're going to do. Student loan debt will be gone, Social Security gone, Medicare gone, and look at...
The student loan debt is temporary. It's not long term, dude. This guy's...
What you... I tell everybody, look at that concurrent opinion written by you-know-who, Clarence Thomas. And when Clarence Thomas voted to take away a woman's right to choose, he didn't sign on to the opinion for the majority. He wrote his own opinion. And in his own opinion, saying it was up to him, he would take away contraception and the rights of contraception. This stuff is real. They do not plan to have a democracy.
I'm going to go read that so-called opinion piece from and bring it here and read it. I do support contraception. I'd rather you do that than go around and get yourself pregnant than you getting rid of dreams. Somebody getting rid of the next Martin Luther King, getting rid of the next Malcolm X getting ready to the next of the Eli Whitney or whoever, some great inventor or some great act. I'd rather you not do that. I'd rather you just protect yourself. But half this time I don't believe nothing James Clyburn said, but I'm gonna check it out.
We are planning for an autocracy. That's what will happen if we lose the House and Senate tomorrow. That is what's going to happen. Now, here's what Joe Biden can veto stuff, but they're going to start investigating him, investigating his family. And when you ask him, what you going to investigate him for? No, we're going to impeach him. Well, we'll find something out. But this, rest assured, he will be impeached. All it takes to impeach is to get the votes in the House. And if they take
Look, I don't believe in impeaching people for stupid reasons, but y'all did that for Trump too. Y'all looking for a reason to impeach that guy. Anything to impeach him. And y'all just thought he was gonna leave and then leave. So big deal if they impeach Joe Biden. He ain't gotta leave. Everything is fear, fear, fear. Fear, fear, fear. Look at his face. That is the face of fear. He's scared. He's scared he's going to lose his job because Greg Dixon is putting fear in him. It took a lot of money in Obama and Kamala Harris to go out there and save his butt because those older people love them. But Marcel Dixon is coming, bruh. You need to be more scared of that because your days are numbered as a politician. Fear, fear, fear. All in your ear.
over the House, they will have the votes to impeach Joe Biden, and then he's going to have all this time fighting off impeachment and not able to do the other things that we thought
kind of like you did Trump
would get done if we had the House and the Senate.
Kind of like you did Trump.
Lot at stake. And final question for you again. I talked about the United States Senate.
A lot at stake. Was that a lot? It was about like 5 things, right? That's a lot. That they try to use the fear. Look at him. Please, God, please. Lord Jesus, please. I need to stay the majority leader. I need to be the majority whip. I need to keep whipping these Negroes into shape.
We keep going over the importance of black voters. When you look at what's happening in these elections, African-American voters have to turn out, and I keep saying we've got to maximize our numbers. I was in Houston on Friday, Dallas on Thursday, and I sat with Claude Cummings of the Communication Workers of America, and he said that of early voting turnout.
This Negro always talking about he sat with somebody. And how a union leader going to tell you about voter turnout? He only can turn out the people in the union. And even then, the union leaders get together and they endorse who the union, the physical union, wants to run for office. But that don't mean the people in the union support them, number one. I know because I'm a former union organizer. Number 2, we voted black men in the high 80s and black women in the high 90s. And all they want to talk about, we got to turn out the numbers are low with black people. You lying. You lying. The numbers are low with Asians. The numbers are low for Latinos. Latinos right behind us. The numbers are low for the Jewish community. The numbers are low compared to black people. Low. We are the kings of voting. So don't come up here trying to browbeat us and shame us because we not voting enough. We vote more than anybody. And you're not going to shame us. And you're not going to make us feel bad. And I had to get on Facebook and tell some people in my area, you're beating yourself. This is a trick they are using. They're using a trick. The Democratic Party is coming with the talking points. And Republicans probably doing that too. They ain't got that many blacks anyway. So, but the Republicans are probably doing that too. Black people didn't get out there for us. If you look at the exit poll, as usual, black people always get out there for you. Just because you lost don't mean black people didn't get out there for you. Just because you win don't mean black people got you to win. Black people got you. If you lost and you got a certain amount of numbers, imagine what it would be if black people didn't get out and vote for you. You would lose horrible because we are the only people that get out and keep you held up high in numbers, high as you can get. Without us, you will be a loser. Well, I still lost. Well, without us, you would have lost bad. At least you came close to winning. Folks, don't let these people, especially my black folks, don't let these idiots, since he like to call us idiots, don't let these idiots shame you and make you think, oh, we got. Let me see if I can get myself up here on camera so I can look at you eyeball to eyeball. The studio room I got is kind of tore up right now. Let me see if I can get myself on camera. Give me a second. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. I gotta look at you guys for a second. Let me get this display off. Let me get this display off. All right, guys. So let me make this plain and clear. Black people, you have nothing to hold your head in shame. I hear people online talking about, oh, black people, we need to do better. We don't work good enough. No, well, we do need to be on code. We need to stop. And to be on code means you don't let something else tell you what to do if it don't come from the black grassroots. Jews, they're on code. I don't care whether it's black Jews, because Jews come in all different colors. White Jews, I don't care. Brown Jews, they're on code. Asians are on code. Latinos are on code. Black people need to get on code. And we need to let these people know that you don't determine whether we go your way or not. We determine whether it go your way or not. Stop with this bull crap that you're doing, Roland Martin. Stop with this bull crap that you're doing, James Clyburn, because you both are off code. Your sole allegiance and alignment is not to your black community, it's to the Democratic Party. The reason I align with the Democratic Party because I'm trying to help my black community. Don't go that way. Your black community don't need the help of the Democratic Party. They need each other. We always dealt great with each other. We always prospered and growed once we got on code. We didn't need no political party for that. It's when we started leaning to the political parties and got off code where we started crumbling. Now, don't get me wrong. Political parties serve its purpose. The individuals in the party serve their purpose. My number one goal is to put in the office people that's going to do the bidding of my community. Help my community grow, get more money, get more advancement, just like any other community. But you got these bombastic Negroes up here trying to scare you into voting for these same politicians over and over again, or some new ones. But most of these people that's running for office are condescending. They look down. I'm talking about on both parties. They look down on you. They won't listen to what you think that they should do. They're going to tell you what you need to do for them. And then they go up there and start giving you the history of politics, and they start giving you the demographic, and, you know, black people is this and white people. You already know those numbers. I'd be like, something lady, I already know that. Save your breath. What you got on my 40, homie? My people need this, and we demand this. And if you ain't going to promise to give this, get out of here now. I have nothing to hear from you. You're here to hear from us. And if you can't come up with a list of things you've done for us in documentation where we can back it up, don't come here. Because we're going to grill you, and we're going to shame you, and we're going to school you till you leave out the door like they did AOC a couple times here. Now, I'm going to get back. This is almost done. I'm going to get back on it. I got to get back on it. Got to get back on it, and then we out of here. Got to get back on it. All right, display. Been up here too long. All right, we almost done.
African Americans were around 8.8%. He said if black voters got to 12 to 15%, then Democrats could actually flip Texas. We're going to play a video a little bit later of Gary Chambers.
If black folks can get to 12%, understand this, folks. If you want black people to get out in huge numbers, listen Roland Martin, listen James Clyburn. You want people to get out to vote? You got to give them reason to get out to vote. Fear ain't it. Look at his face. I'm scared of that face right there. That look like a man that's losing his mind. He got that Dahmer look right before he put that drug in you, after he done put the drug in you. Fear ain't going to do it. Instead of you telling these, since you talk to everybody, instead of you telling these politicians black people want something for their vote, what are you going to give? Instead of coming to the black community, because you usually can come, you can't come now because they will tear your hide up because we see you for who you are. You come and take the demands of the black community, because we got a black agenda. It's right on my Facebook group. You take that black agenda and you take that call for reparations and you say you don't need to do a cash payment. You stop running that line the Democrats told you that I got to study in HR 40 and 20 and all that. No, you don't have to study. You ain't study for everybody else. Give these people what they owe. If you want black people to come out in the droves for the next 20, 30 years, give them reparations. Give them a black agenda. Get rid of qualified immunity. James Clyburn ain't for no qualified immunity. He loathed that idea. He don't like the term defund the police. He think you should give the police more money. And look, I ain't got no problem. The police department, a lot of these police departments get paid. New York Police Department, after 3 years, you're making almost $100,000 a year, 90 grand. I believe money should go to the police department, but in various areas and various programs. New York got a lot of good police programs. That they're not all crazy, but they got some good programs out here. I'm almost done.
Reading off the abysmal numbers of black folks voting early in Louisiana, even though we make up a third of that particular state. If black voters turn out, again, at 65, 70, 75% of our numbers, Georgia is a cakewalk. North Carolina.
Georgia is not a cakewalk. This guy claims to be so smart. I'm not that smart, guys, and I got common sense. You only got a few counties in Georgia that can go blue. The rest of the counties are mostly red counties. Even the people in the blue counties, a lot of them are not going to be voting. They're tired of the party stupidness, and they're tired of the party trying to dictate them and control them and push them to do certain things, and they don't get nothing in return. They're tired of the party trying to cram certain thought process, ideas, and thinking down their throat. And I'm talking about both parties. They're tired of you trying to force things on them. They're tired of you trying to change terminologies and things like that. Places like that can't get with binary. Places like that, they have a problem with, a male and a female that's going through the ability to become a male, going in the same. These people are terrified of that, and I know you want them to not be terrified. Well, it got to take a while for them not to be terrified. This ain't New York. This ain't California. You talking about the Deep South. You talking about the Bible Belt. Now, according to the polls, black people came out 80% plus, and Stacey still lost. Why? Because a lot of black people vote their beliefs and not party, number one. And like I said, there's people that should have got out for her. You guys talking about what black people need to do, and you don't say nothing about what other cultures need to do concerning getting this person elected. Because believe me, there's a friend of mine here in the Bronx, Louis Sepulveda, good guy. They expect black people to vote for Lewis. They expect black people. Lewis go out there and talk to black people and ask for their votes. He talk about what he's going to do for them and what he's going to bring into that particular location, that community. That's how you get people to vote, Roland. Not all this fear-mongering. If you want people... I'm done, folks. I'm not playing no more of this video. Folks, you got to continue to tell these politicians, if you want us to get out to vote real heavy, then y'all got to start getting out something to us. You don't determine what it is. We determine what it is. You take it back, you lobby for it, and you bring it back home. If you don't bring it back home, we will send you home. This is no joke. This ain't no game. The days of trying to fearmonger us is gone. We have faith. We have belief in ourselves. We've been dealing with bigots and white supremacists forever. And the thought that you didn't think we would continue to deal with that is asinine on you. Oh, they coming, y'all gonna have them come back. They've been here. They never left. And a lot of them in your party. Ask Val Demings, who couldn't even get the Democratic Party to support her for a nomination, for senator. Ask Ayanna Pressley. The Democrats didn't want her running. They was trying to get a Kennedy to run against her. Ask Andrew Gilliam. The Democrats didn't want to support Gilliam. He had to go to Bernie Sanders to get support. I can go on and on. These racist people in the Democratic Party didn't want black people to run for office. They already picked their shiny white tools to run for office and told them they're not going to fund them. And the black person was on their own and they had to go for their own. And you know this, Roland, but yet you still kissing up to their behind. Telling black people you need to get out and vote blue no matter who. The days of doing that are dead. Let me get myself up here and look at you eyeball to eyeball, and then we're out of here. I don't like to show my face on here like I used to do. Because, man, I need to clean up the studio, and it be all kind of crap around here. I work a job, y'all. Work a job. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? There we go. All right, there we go. Yeah. So, yeah. Folks, I'm going to say this and I'm done. Appreciate you being on the channel today. Like my man Tim Black said, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Don't let these people get you into fear. Because the thing you fear will happen to you. Always stay in faith. Tell them, look, bro, don't come with this scare tactic. That don't work on me. I ain't scared of Jack. I ain't scared of Jack. I'm not scared of no white man. I'm not scared of no white supremacists. I'm not scared of you black man. And I'm not scared of none of ya. I'd rather die in faith than cripple down and live in fear. I'd rather die in faith than cringe down and submit to fear, groggling and begging and pleading for my life. No, just kill me, man. I'm not going to allow nobody to dominate me. Stop letting these people fearmonger you. You need to say, y'all sound like a dumb, scared little brats. Scared little punks. Scared little bitches. Oh, mommy, I'm scared. I'm scared they're gonna come back and then stop that. Oh God. Oh, Trump's gonna come back. He gonna get us all. Y'all said that about Bush. Y'all said that about every president. Every election. Oh, this is the most important election of our lives. I'm serious. This one really, and the next one's gonna be, it's gonna be the same thing. It's like when I used to be in the Jehovah's Witness faith, and shout out to my Jehovah's Witness people out there. Temporary, it wasn't that long. But when they start saying the day of Jehovah is here, the day of Jehovah, but that ain't gonna stop. The scare tactics, no. If he come, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. If you don't come, I'm ready. You're not going to get me into that anxiousness and that fearness because you can get nothing done right. The country is going backwards because of this fear mongering, both on the left and the right. The Republicans talking about the fear of what the liberals are doing. And a lot of that stuff is some ugly, fearful stuff. And here's a Democrat talking about the fearful thing that the Republicans are doing. And a lot of it's some fearful, ugly and stuff. But I'm not succumbing to fear. You're not going to tell me what's going to happen. You don't know if that's going to happen. If they do, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-do. Then I'll move to Nigeria. I'll move to Africa somewhere. But I ain't going nowhere. This is my country, and you don't determine. It's the people in this country that determine the greatness of this country. And I don't care what bigot president is in office, we can shut him down. I don't care what bigot Congress is in office, we can shut them down. They ain't all that. Stop. Don't let these people get you into fear. Now, I'm done on that. Let me see who's up here, and I'm out of here. What's up, Kevin Tui? Tatiana always there. Stephen W. What's up? Yeah. You know, I'm not glad that Stacey Abrams lost, tell you the truth. Stacey had potential. The problem is she got on a high horse. She literally became, in my opinion, she became a Democratic puppet. She really disconnected from blackness and disconnected her to democraticness. It's the same way when I had my issue with Kanye and I had my issue with other people in the Republican Party. You detach yourself from your blackness and identify yourself with a political party. Your biggest mistake. That is what weakens you. That is what caused you to have no guts and no balls, because now you can't even challenge the people in that party because they're family to you now, or they're part of your congregation. You don't challenge Sister Susie. Not old sweet old Sister Susie, but sweet old Sister Susie. Let me stop. You need to challenge people. You need to call people in your own party to the carpet. And you need to let them know, look, if you don't get yourself right, I'm out of here. I don't need you. I don't need the Republicans. I don't need the Democrat. I'm fine as an independent. If this person, if you're what I'm looking for in the candidate, I don't give a crap who you are. I'm gonna vote for you. I don't care if you got a snowball chance in hell. I'm going to vote for you. I'm not going to fall for this. Well, you know, if you don't vote for this guy, you automatically vote. Stop with that stupid stuff. This stuff don't work, people. You got a newer, smarter generation. It's not going to work. That is their tactics to dumb you down. Saying stupid, dumb stuff like that. Well, if you don't vote for Biden, you're voting for Trump. Well, if you don't vote for Trump, you're voting for Biden. No. My vote ain't going to contribute to none of y'all. You didn't earn it anyway, and you're not entitled to it. You didn't come to me and tell me what you're going to do for the vote. It's like saying, well, if you don't marry Chuck, you automatically marry Ted. No, stop with that stupid. You see how stupid you sound. And all this, they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that and they're gonna take this and they're gonna what they do? We'll get it back. If it get to a point where it's that bad, we'll go out there. You got to have some diehard soldiers willing to die on the sword to make sure things will stay the way it is. If we see stuff get too far south, we know what to do. The people know what to do. We just haven't gotten to our breaking point yet, but it's coming. Now, black people, we getting out there like, look, we sick and tired of y'all neglecting us. You're sitting up there telling us in our face, I ain't just going to do nothing for black people now. And you do everything for LGBTQ, your Polynesian, your people. You're doing everything, everybody, but the people who put you in office. So, folks, Clyburn is a bee with the itch. Roland Martin is a sassy bee with the itch. I don't see how people listen to these people. I did it one time, and I drunk the Kool-Aid, and I was up there, doop, 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 I got doop, doop. No. I learned some things now. Your vote, as I always tell you, is a commodity. If you give somebody it, you should expect a return It's an investment into that candidate. And you expect a return in that candidate. And you need to let that candidate know what you expect. I'm willing to give you my vote, but I need to see the portfolio of what I'm investing in. I'm not just going to invest in anything. I need to see the projected yield on this investment. That's how you got to treat it. And if it look like you're not going to get out of it, man, go ahead with that. I'm not investing in that. Go ahead. Rental spoons? I'm not investing in rental spoons. Nah, anyway. All right, I love you guys. This is Bobby Brown with the Bobby Brown Show on the GO. Been up here an hour and 30 minutes. And I love you guys. Like, share, hit the subscribe button. Go check to make sure you're not unsubscribed because they love to do that. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it's on always. If you want to support the stream, you can always $1, $2, $3 to Bob TV NYC at paypal.me. But more than anything, you're not here to take sides. You're here to take over.